I'm Andrew Chamblee. I go to Maumelle High School. I am 6'7", 285, and I have 10 Division I offers.
All while being 15 years old. And it's okay, it's not what you're thinking.
Check my birth certificate. He's legit. You're kidding, this is green crayon.
He really is legit, and he's a straight dog.
Phenom. It's a word that's thrown around a lot nowadays, but tell you what, the top prospect in Arkansas class of 2022 sure does fit the bill. Let's just say that his resume and his frame are too big to ignore. See for yourself.
Yeah, I've always been the big kid. 2 weeks after I was born, I doubled my weight, and it's just been going up and up ever since then.
It's just off the charts, off the charts. We go in for checkups and appointments, and his growth was always way above the average.
I have been Andrew's mama since he was 8. He was big when I got him. It's hard to find a size 16 shoe.
When I first met Andrew, he helped out with our youth football program out here, Oak Grove Youth Football. And I met him there and I was like, wow, that's a giant kid to be in 8th grade.
Yeah, I know, the dude looks like he could eat a kid his age. And for a decade, he's basically been doing just that.
I was about 4 or 5 years old in Kentucky.
He was at least a head taller than all the other kids out there. The coach for the opposing team walked up to me and he said, "Are you Andrew's dad?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I was up praying last night that your kid don't hurt none of my boys." And he hurt a couple of boys during that game. They came off the field crying.
He's so big.
With a year of varsity play on his plate, Andrew's serving up pain with a side of pancakes, extra syrup.
What I've seen improve the most about him is finishing.
Pancakes, but I get the pool and
Obliterated a guy.
just lay them out.
You can't teach that kind of size. There's just not too many kids his size that can move the way he does.
For a lineman, I would definitely say my footwork, my reach and my length.
Be able to change direction as easy as he does, but having the size to back it up and be able to move some earth with that.
But along the way, flipping the switch wasn't always an easy task.
They call me the gentle giant sometimes. Not too much of a hot head, but I can be hot sometimes.
Took so much to get him to play aggressively because he is so gentle, and if he ever thought he hurt somebody, he would like dial it down for the rest of the game and you couldn't get that back out of him. My wife Sherry has her ways of getting him to play hard.
So I've got this child that's like 3 feet taller than everybody else that is just barely pushing folks, you know. I told him, "Boy, look, you don't act like Moses and part that line like the Red Sea. I'm gonna whip you from goalpost to goalpost." Babies went to flying every direction and he was like,
It kind of just clicked and like, yep, it's time to eat up.
6'7", 280 is an obvious advantage on the field and on the recruiting trail. But make no mistake, he's got the grind to back it up.
Well, you would think that he was 5'7" with how he works.
I'd have to say during quarantine, really, when I started stepping up my workouts and stuff, I got a 300-pound tire, and I flipped that about 50 times a day. My truck is a GMC Sierra. I pull that and push that often. Really, sleep, eat, game, and repeat.
Sounds like a complete package, but there's more. Let's review. Size, athleticism, work ethic,
and my grades. I ended my sophomore year with a 3.2 GPA. On the field, you gotta play through adversity, and if you can keep your character like you do off the field, then you could go very far. Even though you're a big recruit, you can get your grades and you can be the right person that you need to be.
You know, his academics are first and foremost. Playing ball and doing that to the best of your ability is next on the list.
When the animal of Maumelle was unveiled in 2019, it took no time for colleges to call.
Based on the tape from the first game, the phone just started ringing.
When I got my first offer during my sophomore year, Virginia Tech, it was exciting. It was breathtaking. I really couldn't sleep that night. And then they kept piling on after that.
He was a sophomore, but you would have never guessed that. You'd have thought he was at least a junior this past year.
In the beginning, it was fast, but ever since quarantine happened, it started to slow down. Me and my mom are starting to narrow it down and try to make sure I go to the right place and know that I'm gonna fit in and get a degree.
You know, we're on pins and needles and, you know, we'll be all starstruck and he'll just be like, cool as a cucumber.
I have to give him lots of credit for that because I don't know if I was in his position how I would be handling it. He's very humble.
Andrew's taking his sweet time with his decision, but he does have a childhood team.
I had to say Clemson. I think they were like the very first football team that I actually watched and won. I was like, they're pretty good, so I'm gonna stick with them.
One offer isn't far from his mind, the opportunity for Andrew to rep the state he's called home since he was 8.
It was Razorback love. I didn't really start looking into Razorbacks till I moved down here, but there's some love. They definitely want me to stay close to home. They're just supporting, and they're like, wherever you go, we'll support you, so.
I really can't say where the ceiling is, that God will take him very far and make him very successful.
Astronomical. I really feel like, with the way he's put together and the way he works, I really feel like, barring an injury or something like that, I really expect to see him playing on Sundays one day.